from news media, just all the things that were said, and he would be highlighting them to show us in meetings or night before a game. So I think Tom is very good at copying Bill Belichick in that manner.
Isn't that fascinating? Just pick up on that thought, because I'm not sure I'd heard that before, that Belichick, who is, we all know, the king of saying nothing in press conferences, addressing nothing, you're telling me that he was paying close attention to the things being said about him and his team?
Absolutely. Like, there were so many times I would have to come in the morning for workouts and stuff like that, and Bill would be on the Stairmaster and would have a huge clip of papers and all those type of things, and he would be working out and highlighting everything that everyone was saying in the media, and he would be telling us and showing us during our meetings and the night before the game. So when you hear people up in New England say they're ignoring the noise, trust me, no, they are paying attention to everything that we have to say.
That's fascinating. Now, don't ignore the noise. Use the noise. Use it to your benefit. Field, you had an interesting comment earlier today on the way you reacted to Tom Brady's social media post here.
I hated it, Greeny. I hated it. I've been on Twitter for 12 years. I agonize over tweets to hope that they're funny or insightful. Tom Brady's been doing this for like 2 years, and he's got the best Twitter handle on the entire app. Tom Brady puts out golden content every time I turn. This was yet another masterstroke by Brady. And for all my fellow broadcasters, sports reporters, media members out there that are watching this show right now, I know what you did for the about 100 seconds of that video. You watched with bated breath, hoping that you hadn't said something that might have made the video, because we are all asked to make a lot of opinions, and we don't always get them right. But you're all sitting there nervous. I was nervous. I'm thinking to myself, did I say something along the way over the past 6 months that might have suggested Tom Brady had fallen off at all? Fortunately, I didn't make the cut, and I know now I will never, ever, ever question Tom Brady.
Let me say this quickly. As one who's been doing this a little longer than you, I bet you the number of people watching that hoping they were in the video was greater than the number of people watching it hoping they weren't. That is the reality of this business. Chris Canty, quick reaction. What'd you think of Brady?
Well, listen, I wasn't with Field in terms of watching it because I wasn't one of the ones that was predicting Tom Brady's demise.
That's right.
I was going to be the last one to show up to that party. But good on Tom Brady for reveling in it, man. He goes down to Tampa in his first year winning the Super Bowl after everybody said he was washed up in his last season in New England. He should be able to enjoy this. So good on Tom Brady for trolling everybody.
Heck yes. So that's one legendary veteran. Let's talk about another one. After being released last week by the Texans, J.J. Watt is now free to sign with any team and doesn't have to wait until free agency begins next month. He is reportedly considering the Browns, according to Cleveland.com. They went 11-5 last year. It made the playoffs for the first time in forever. Titans are another place that you might want to keep a little bit of an eye on here. Their general manager, John Robinson, said that his team has had contact with J.J. Watt. Tennessee looking to upgrade its pass rush after ranking 30th in the league in sacks last season. And you see Mike Vrabel there, the coach. He had been J.J.'s defensive coordinator for a time in Houston. And J.J. Watt seems to be enjoying this. You saw him tweet yesterday, free agency is wild. So let's look at it this way. Chris Canty, I'll start with you. If you're J.J. Watt and you have made $1 trillion in his career, which he's made over $100 million, and you're as famous as you can possibly be, you're at the stage of your life maybe where you're ring chasing. You want to go find a place to win a championship. If that's your aim, where are you going?
Well, you just said J.J. Watt is a star, and stars belong in Hollywood, so I'm going with the L.A. Rams. It just makes too much sense. The Rams are going all in on Matt Stafford in the next couple of seasons. They traded 2 first-round draft picks to Detroit in order to get him. They don't have a first until 2024, so it just makes sense. If they can add to this roster, add to that defense, which was #1 in the National Football League, it makes all the sense in the world. Pairing J.J. Watt with Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, and Jalen Ramsey, I just think that that's a great match. They continue to build toward being a team that can compete at a championship level.
Well, that would make that defense downright scary. Yates, what do you think?
Everybody keeps saying, Greeny, that it has to be either make a lot of money or go somewhere where you can win. Why not both? How about the Cleveland Browns, who we just talked about? They went 11-5 last year. They went to Pittsburgh, won their wild card round game, and they can pay J.J. Watt. They've got so many players that are on rookie contracts. That includes their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. And, I'm not saying that the Browns are the favorites in the AFC next year. Maybe they're not even a top 3 favorite, but if J.J. Watt wants to go somewhere where he can be a part of something on the rise and potentially make a run depending on what Cleveland does elsewhere in the offseason, and also make a lot of money on a multi-year deal, Cleveland threads the needle for me. I like them as a potential fit for J.J. Watt.
Yeah, it's important to point out, you're suggesting, and it's something to keep in mind, he's still a guy that teams might throw a whole bunch of money at, and he might not want to turn that down. D. Wood, where do you like it?
Yeah.
Listen, I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo. We saw the jump that Josh Allen and that offense made last year. The defense started to come on. I think J.J. Watt at this particular point in his career, I think the interior pass rush that he would bring to the table would be phenomenal, especially for a Buffalo Bills defense. And you put him beside Jerry Hughes at defensive end, man, that would be a dynamite combo as far as pass rushers and guys that could potentially close out a game on the defensive side of the football. So I like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, all of those make sense, obviously. No one mentioned the Green Bay Packers, which continues to be, obviously, it's where he is from. He's from Wisconsin. He played his college ball at Wisconsin, and that team is as close to winning a championship, I suppose, as any could be. Canty, why not Green Bay?
Well, Green Bay's got to take care of their own business. They've got some in-house issues that they've got to figure out, and chief among them is Aaron Rodgers. But also, you've got Aaron Jones, their all-world running back. They've got to figure something out with his contract. He's an impending free agent. Also, their center, Corey Linsley. So I don't know that the Packers have the flexibility under the cap to be able to go after somebody like J.J. Watt to pay him what he would want in order to come run with him.
It's a really interesting one. And Field, I'll give you the final word here because you made the most important point. There's a needle to be threaded. He does not have to ring chase or get paid a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, Greeny, I think he could sign one more deal for reasonable money. Let's say I'm just making this up, 3 years, $33 million. And maybe 3 years from now, or maybe even 2 years from now, he can go ring chase. He's got enough football left in him that whatever the next deal he signs doesn't have to be for minimum money. Green Bay will be there waiting for J.J. Watt if it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, etc. I like Cleveland as a fit. I'll stand by that until he chooses somewhere else, which could very well be the Green Bay Packers.
I like it. And then maybe he'll put out a video and he'll play your clips back there because they're always listening. Okay, meanwhile, we'll have much more football as we go, but let's run.